right. Hey, everybody. It's welcome to your favorite podcast about Star Trek shit. It's Star Trek Resignation Under the Bridge.
Oh.
Title. It's me. It's Wade Bowen, and with me, as is the regular, as is the new the old normal, as is everything's right with the world, right? And here's Glenn Hall.
Yes, indeed, it is me once again.
And who's this other guy? Your name? You are.
Oh boy, we've forgotten me already. That's what's happening.
It didn't take long.
Sean's back, baby.
Hey, Sean.
But where's your appendix?
That's right.
All of you.
I'm about a pound lighter. I'm appendix free.
A pound?
I don't know. Should it? Couldn't tell you.
I bet you lost weight in recovery, probably.
Definitely.
Right?
I absolutely did.
Then you had a wedding, so probably you're 2 pounds heavier, right?
Yeah, definitely gained it back this weekend. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Fair listeners, Glenn and Wade were in my wedding and did just an incredible job. Really, really great, supportive friends and groomsmen, and made the night that much more special. Had a great time.
Wow.
Even talked about Star Trek some.
I put the kibosh on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, we could. His wedding probably could have done without that. You know what? You had other nerds in your wedding party that should probably be on this podcast before you were.
It's true.
I was thinking that.
That's true. Yeah, we couldn't shut him up about all this stuff. I'm like, oh man,
Derek's seen a lot more Star Trek than I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we should trade them in for you. Trade them in with you.
Right.
Guys, nothing would make me happier.
I'm sorry. We were just talking about how lovely it was. Oh yeah.
Boy, the tables turned fast,
cool?
huh?
Sean, that's Derek guy. He's a cool guy.
We're trying to trade me in already.
Well, anyways, thanks to my brother for coming on last time.
Yeah, thanks for filling in for me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. But okay, let's just jump into it, right? We're talking about Star Trek Lower Decks. And
yeah.
Let's start off. What's this first thing we're talking about? We're talking about episode 205, which is an embarrassment of Dooplers. Is that right?
Sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. Anybody want to do a short synopsis?
I'll do one as quick as I can. Shut up, Sean.
Do this, or do you want to take the next one, Glenn?
Yeah, maybe you should take the next one, Glenn.
No, I'll take this.
No, you
one.
take. Okay, all right.
Okay, but maybe we'll tap you back in for episode 2.
Maybe. Well, we know you like to.
You'll do such a good job with this one that we'll let you do.
I mean, I'm impressed.
The next one, too.
Exactly.
I'm already blown away.
Do them all the time.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, an embarrassment of Dooplers. Go ahead.
Yes. Basically, I mean, most of the episode is either Mariner and Boimler trying to crash a fancy Federation party or Starfleet party, and the other half is an alien played by Richard Kind duplicating kind of Tribble style and endangering the ship, and the ensuing hijinks. So it's basically, I guess there's one small subplot with Rutherford and Tendi where they're building a model, and Rutherford is worried about losing memories.
Yeah, that's about it. That's really that's what this one's about, as straightforward as they get.
Yeah, Richard Kind alien. Richard Kind's it up. Love Richard Kind, but like oh my gosh,
that's so embarrassing. Yeah, and that's okay. Great. Yeah, that's Richard Kind. I love him.
It was a fun bit, the whole idea of like, oh, when he's embarrassed or distraught in some way that he, multiplies and yada yada.
Right. No cold open on this one then.
No,
I noticed that too.
By that, yeah.
Possibly a first for the series. I also I meant to talk about this last week, but I am convinced that the Borg section of the theme opening is changing. Not just because it changed. It definitely changed in the first episode. where the Packlet ships are there now. But I think it has changed in each subsequent episode. Like, I think there are more ships and slightly different things happening.
I wondered that. Like, I thought, that would be a cool thing if they... But I'm way too fucking lazy to actually go back.
Yeah, I am too. Maybe I'll do it for like the season finale, or if it like turns out to be relevant in the in like the storyline. But I definitely have gotten the sense that like something has been at least a little different the last couple episodes, at least.
Yeah, boy, I never noticed. Probably because I have sex with women.
Oh,
just busy. Busy getting laid, you fucking dorks.
Right.
Sorry.
You know, Wade's guys that have sex with
you know, Wade's a father,
with
right?
Any number, right?
There's plenty of ways to be a father without having sex.
At least twice.
Yeah. No, it's
the old-fashioned way.
Good for you.
Yeah. Good for you.
And I was about to make a raunchy joke, and I'm not going to do it.
Wow. Glenn making a raunchy joke. This is an unprecedented episode.
So Dooplers duplicate.
Is this?
That's not how they breed.
Are Dooplers based
an emotional defense mechanism? That's what they call it in the.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Are these guys based in old Star Trek? The way you're talking about them, it sounds like they're not.
Not that I can remember. I feel like the duplicating thing kind of clinched it for me. Like, I can't remember a single species. The only thing I can think of that's kind of close is those twin aliens that I think were on TNG. They were at TNG or DS9 that
you're getting confused with the Wonder Twins, I think.
No.
Oh, you're thinking of the Wonder Twin powers activate.
Yeah.
It's from the cartoon. It wasn't the TAS.
No, you know the cartoon. Yeah. Are you thinking of Johnny Quest? Or are you just thinking of Johnny Quest? I don't know why Johnny Quest. I don't really.
The Wonder Twins from Johnny Quest. They were like super friends at Jason.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're
I just picked another one.
And now they're officially DC characters.
Fuck the Wonder Twins.
Yeah.
I got twin damage.
No, that's okay. We understand.
Did people call you guys the Wonder Twins? Was that like a way you were bullied?
It probably happened at least. I grew up in the 80s. I'm sure it happened more than once.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, you are twins with dark hair, and you one of you can transform into animals, and the other can transform into water. So, like, it's an understandable comparison.
Now that you bring it up, it's reminded me it happened all the fucking time. Thanks.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's all coming back. No.
It's all coming back.
And anyway,
oh my god.
So there were these like twin aliens on an episode of TNG that like interface with computers somehow. There was some kind of subterfuge going on, but like that's the closest thing I could think of.
Okay, so the answer is just no.
The answer is no. Yes.
Okay, very good.
No.
Yeah.
The long answer, because I mean, I was watching. I was like, these are obviously new aliens because they're the kind of loosey-goosey physics and that would nerd corner aliens that would drive people insane.
Okay.
Like, there's no, I mean, just the way that some Star Trek nerds get about it. Like people like this episode, I think. I don't know, the two nerds I saw on Twitter talking about it.
Sure.
But yeah, like there's no conservation of matter, and there's blah blah blah. There's plenty of nerd corner things to get worked up about these cartoon comedy aliens, but you know what? I liked it fine.
I thought it was fine. I think really I like compared to the next episode, I liked it a lot less. But like in a vacuum, I thought it was fine. I thought there's some like fun physical comedy from the Richard Kind alien. That's like a fun little thing. But yeah,
right,
yeah, a little dry elsewhere.
I watched these with Joni, and she's like, I don't know if I like those episodes as much as the last couple that we watched. And then I watched them again tonight, and it's like, I don't know. I really like the character work that both these episodes I think are doing. Like this one was all about Mariner's abandonment issues and Boimler's as well. And it's like, I like the stuff they did. It was, I mean, it ended kind of sweet, and it was just like, it's like everybody's having a good time. I don't know. Like, I like the character work that they did with the whole with Mariner and Boimler stuff.
Yeah,
I liked it too. It's again, I think the show, has a lot of lessons that, if they wanted, they could take and apply in even better ways to the quote unquote real shows. And they'd rather do performative, stupid theater kid bullshit like say yes, because that's a thing that people actually do in real life. But
they're trying to get to the fancy party. That was like, okay, that's what everybody actually wants, even the captain. Cause, they're doing a good job with the Star Trek, like the culture of like Starfleet, and it's all everybody's clout chasers.
Right.
Sure. I want to be.
That's the state of the Federation. That's what.
But that's worked. If you read fucking Manu Sadia's Trekonomics, that's how his little whole. That's what the economy.
The prestige economy.
Yeah. So it all fits. And Captain Freeman's thirsty as everybody else is.
But again, this really does kind of hammer home that this show does kind of scratch the itch that I think Trekkies kind of prefer, which is the exploration of the world itself, and not melodramatic horse shit that doesn't actually affect anything. The world of the Federation is interesting. That's why this stuff has gone on for so long. And this show, obviously it does it from a comedic angle, but it still explores what is it like working in this near utopia.
Right. Yeah, and it puts the details out there in a kind of organic kind of way, that whereas the flagship shows would just kind of throw these big, huge ideas and then say, well, if you really want to figure out the why of this, you should read this book, because we're too lazy and we don't want to alienate anybody. It's you're alienating me by leaving this shit wishy-washy and just not explaining it.
Yeah. It's exactly. So it's to borrow the phrase y'all use, is the show's doing the work. And I, even if I, am not as enthused about a particular episode, this episode I liked fine. There was a lot of fun stuff in it, but it didn't totally woo me. I still am there were decent character beats in this one. I like these characters. I like the framing of things and the scope of the Federation. I feel again, this you really would not have to tweak that much about this show to make it a really solid live action true Trek. Right.
Yeah, it's got gags aplenty that people, for a cartoon comedy show.
Exactly. Oh, sure, absolutely, and that would be the adjustment you'd have to make. You probably couldn't have Data shampoo limited edition smuggling.
Oh, right, yeah. Are some of these lures... Well,
right, there are a couple might be lures.
A couple might be lures.
Sean, that was a funny joke.
I understood that joke. I watched the first season of Picard.
Well,
where lore never showed up.
We talked about lore. Lore showed up in our podcast thanks to you fucking dickheads. Wouldn't shut up about Data and lore. Keep talking about Star Trek like this is a Star Trek podcast.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know all about lore.
You should know about lore before you know about B4, unfortunately. Well, never mind.
B4.
This is another, yeah. Hey, Becky Mariner used to live on Starbase 25. I like that. There's character work that they're just she's oh, Becky? It's
right.
No shit, they called me Becky here.
Oh,
Malvis. It's it's like a Deep Space Nine except bigger, and this. Yeah, they've got a Quarks over here, and that used to be a vacant lot where teens made where teens would make mistakes. I was oh yeah.
By the way,
that
Sean,
was funny because
what's her friend's name? Malvis or whatever.
Right. Was that Tom Kenny?
It might. I think that was him. He's been on a couple episodes, so
I saw Tom Kenny in the guest star list, and I was Tom Kenny, who was he? I was I bet he was Malvis.
That very likely was him then. Definitely not his first appearance.
No.
It's
a cartoon show. He's going to show up somewhere.
Yeah, it's a rule.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Tom Kenny. There's going to be a Fred Tatasciore or something.
I don't know who that is.
I was about to say he's Shaq, so like he main cast.
Oh, okay. So if he's just one of those voice actors that's in everything. I looked him up because my son was watching Storybots today, and that was like that guy that's in, and he's in everything.
Storybots.
Yeah, I have a kid. I watch Storybots. It's not bad. It's not that bad a kids cartoon on Netflix.
Okay, all right.
The
Wait, we're not at
special
plugs.
that they just came out with, this bullshit. It's just propaganda from SpaceX. But whatever.
Boo.
Well, Fred Tatasciore is also the voice of the male side of all of the the Beauty and the Beast squad in Metal Gear Solid 4 for Sean's benefit.
Sure, it's very good.
Yeah. He's in everything. He's a like a Billy West type that just does it all. Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry.
But I thought the Kirk and Spock drank here bit was one of the a good weaponization of old Trek as opposed to an old weapon, a bad weaponization of old Trek.
Sure. Well, speaking of
that was you thought that was a good or
I thought that was a good one, and I thought all the ones I don't understand are bad.
Well, Sean, did you get the SETI Alpha?
No, I didn't get anything.
The SETI Alpha 4. Oh, SETI Alpha 5 is where
Khan was stranded. And SETI was fine when he was dropped off, but SETI Alpha 6 exploded, which turned SETI Alpha 5 into a wasteland and presumably had a lesser effect on SETI Alpha 4.
Right. Yeah. Hey, if we're going to talk about stunt casting,
we're not
animation. We have to mention that Jennifer Lewis was the bartender in here.
I was wondering who that was. I thought it was Nichelle Nichols.
The grandmother from Blackish, Ruby.
Okay.
It's funny.
Yeah. I heard that voice. I was like, wait a minute, is that? And I was like, well, I was surprised to see her doing that small a part.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, with the Kirk and Spock reference, I really did. Again, I thought that did they get Nichelle Nichols for like a cameo and like that, because that would have kind of made a little bit of like thematic sense. But
Nichelle Nichols is not in the space to be able to.
Yeah, I was reading about that the other day, and I was like, this seems really sad.
Yeah. They probably thought about it and said, we can't do it. And then Jennifer Lewis is great. But I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. It's a good reach. That was a good casting.
Sure, absolutely.
I did wonder that at some point they come across a pre-TNG era computer, and I wasn't sure if it was like archive of Majel Barrett's voice, but that's another thing, like the opening where it's like I'm a little too lazy to go back and like really investigate, but I thought that maybe it was like archive.
When was there a TNG computer?
It was like
Sean, you can just suck it up and listen to this. Right? I need to know.
I'm listening. I'm not listening, but I'm here.
I know. Yeah.
I think it was maybe I'm blanking a little bit on when exactly it was, but this is just in my notes. I think it was when they were like driving through things. I think maybe they maybe they were investigating. Maybe one of the contraband was. I feel bad. I can't remember exactly the context.
I mean, when they were driving, when they had the dune buggy, which Starbase security is corrupt and they're also bad drivers, and then they have the whole like expensive CGI race. That was good. I mean, it was a well done action sequence for a cartoon, probably. But it was also like, how many references can we fit into this car chase?
Right.
But I think the car chase itself was almost a reference to the dune buggy scene that the nerds get so mad about from
Nemesis.
And Nemesis.
When they come across B4 for the first time.
Right. The nerds for some reason got real mad that they wasted all that time with Picard being an action star and driving a dune buggy.
I'd be more mad from a nerd corner perspective about like, why are they still using vehicles with wheels? Like,
right. Yeah. Because it was like 1990 whatever, and they were too cheap to try to do.
That was like 2002
Star Wars effect. Yeah.
That's
Nemesis
like
was 2002.
Nemesis, I think was 2002, 2003, maybe.
Oh, you're probably right. I didn't watch it for a long time. I've watched Nemesis, but
I watched it recently, so it's fresh.
Yeah. But yeah, they were just, how many references can we? They had the casino, they had the barber with Mott the Barber, the blue alien being the barbers that are, Bolians. And then they had the clothing store, which okay, it's not DS9, but they have all the stuff that DS9 had on it, like
there should have been a Garrick's reference.
Well, a fine men's clothing store was basically a Garrick's tailor shop, but without Garrick in it. And Malvis was like a seedy criminal. Well, yeah, he was his own thing. But then they had the Dabo thing, which was like a Quarks.
I wrote down Dabo, yeah.
Yeah,
there was a Lorian,
and they had the Quarks, which is used to be where the teens made mistakes.
I like the canon update that like Quarks business is thriving.
Right. I like that they've inserted. We can make Quark references now because he's franchising out, which is exactly the kind of thing that Quark would want to do.
Oh, 1,000%. I think what was that you or someone was saying that Armin Shimmerman might make an appearance this season.
I wasn't saying that, but I mean, it makes sense.
Who is it? Yeah, maybe it was someone reviewing or something.
I haven't delved into the internet rumor mill, or it might not even be a rumor. I haven't done my research lately about who's the fans are gushing over coming up. But Armin Shimmerman is great, and
he's great, and he's like a prolific voice actor. So
Oh yeah. I mean, he's still working. He's a great guy. Yeah, and he's not bitter about Star Trek or anything.
Right, exactly. He seems to be kind of like the ideal person to bring back. It's like, hey, Ratchet and Clank did great, so keep riding that wave.
Yeah, they had a beep boop chair from TOS. Those are still around. They had the scants with Boimler was like, should we wear scants to the party? And
that was funny.
Mariner like, well, nobody wears it anymore. Just,
they had the I forget what they're called, the bird aliens from TAS that
I was about to say that's an animated thing. I called it, but I didn't know it because I haven't.
Yeah, they're like the caretakers of the Guardian of Forever.
Okay.
Which couldn't help but notice they didn't reference them in Discovery when the Guardian actually appeared, but
yeah, because.
But yeah, so it's like you said, it was like kind of like a reference roller coaster. Right.
They had the gardener that was not the gardener from Starfleet Academy, but that was the kind of trope.
Oh. Yes, that is the trope. I think I remember where I heard the computer thing. I think one of the nests in the aviary, I think that might have been had a computer in it. I think maybe that's what it was.
Okay.
Maybe they crashed through there. Who knows? I'm fucking it up. I'm so sorry.
It doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know how to yell at you that you're wrong. I don't know if you're right. So I'll just let it slide.
Hey, we heard "pa" as an insult again, which is fun.
Yeah.
That's when he said, Sean, "Pa" is, I believe, the Bajoran term for spirit.
Oh, pa. Yeah. Yes.
He says your pa is weak.
Your pa is weak, and
I just don't care. Don't tell me these things.
I don't tell you.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Glenn told me. Don't address me with this information. I don't want it.
I think there's also a Klingon word "pa," which with a G in it.
No, it's gak. Gak is
that maybe I'm mixing it up with that.
You're just thinking of pogs.
Yeah, Klingons eat worms, and that's gak, and live. Yeah.
Which reminds me, I also took a little bit of Klingon in Duolingo, which was interesting.
Good for you. I bet it was.
Sean, you want to hear how they do consonants?
No.
It's like
if you want to speak a little bit of Klingon to me right now,
I can't speak any besides the words that everyone knows, like Kapla and Kronos and Pach. Or no, sorry.
Oh yeah, the words everybody knows.
Everybody knows those. I mean, I do. I'm like, oh, that's all you got. Yeah, but Sean over here is very impressed.
I do know that.
I'm blown away.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kwai, Jai, those are some Klingon consonants, I think. But
all right, hey, let's be careful here. Yeah.
I certainly don't want to appropriate Klingon culture.
Yeah. there are people that would get mad about that.
Yeah, there are. Those people are lunatics. This is a good episode.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yeah. I liked that when they're making the model, that they have the little tweezers to eject the warp core and all that.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, the little voice is funny. Yeah, there's a this show's good with like the little details, the little flourishes. It does them well.
Right. I have one more nerd corner gripe because like they're like little like
Akona's in there.
Hakuna Matata.
Akona,
Wait,
I don't remember who Akona, and Akona's in there. He's not even Starfleet.
who's
Oh yeah, that's the DJ. I don't know.
Yeah, the DJ. I thought that was a TNG reference. I was counting on Mr. 100% over here to tell me where Akona was from because I know it's a reference.
Not immediately ringing a bell, but I'll do research later to atone.
The outrageous Akona. Yeah, it's from TNG season 2 episode 4. No, I don't want you to do
season 2. There's your problem.
Well, you're letting me down. The amazing Akona, outrageous Akona. Yeah, he sucks. Whatever. He's a space grifter, but I don't want to have to be the guy recognizing these things.
I'll do better. Forgive me, please. I'll account for it, or I'll atone for it rather by addressing a very glaring canon error in which they are able to beam the Doopler guy down to the party as revenge. And I just can't help but wonder, surely an event that was hosting, multiple Starfleet admirals would have anti-transporter measures. Surely you can't just transport someone willy-nilly.
I thought that too. If we're gonna get all nerd corner about it, one nerd corner, one Dooplers don't make any sense scientifically, but fine. Yes. And then two, I just they probably would have had transporter scramblers in there. I just
we all understand. Glenn, what are your thoughts on Armis?
What are my
so
thoughts
I just figured that I figured there was a little B plot thing that Alex Kurtzman said you can't put that in there, and they cut it for time about getting around the transporter scramblers.
Yeah, that's Anyways, definitely.
But yes, back to Sean's question. What did you think about Armis?
What'd you think about Armis, Glenn?
Armis?
Yeah, Armis. Yeah, Armis.
Oh, that's next episode. Well, wait, hold off on that.
No, let's just keep saying Armis so that Glenn can confusedly say Armis. Because I'm having fun, being on this side of things for once. Yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, I'm so confused.
Armis, Glenn, Armis.
You know Armis.
Ana de Armis.
Yeah. Huh?
Ana de Armis.
Yeah, Ben Affleck's ex-girlfriend, Ana de Armis.
Yeah.
She's in the next episode.
It's a funny joke, Glenn. I know you're joking around. I know you know what we're talking about.
But you know Armis. Yeah, you know Armis, and you know about Armis's cameo, and then of course you recognized Armis and recognized what other Star Trek Armis was from.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's an obvious one.
That's a big one. Hey, Glenn, I know what Armis is from. Okay.
Oh dear. Well, I guess we may as well get to it.
What's that?
Well,
what's going on?
To make.
Well, let's get through this episode real fast.
Okay.
Yeah. You could tell us after.
I don't want to leave this episode behind without getting through all the cussing that I enjoyed a lot.
Cussing's good. This show does cussing well. I like it.
Yes, it does.
You little shit but mostly I just like it when the cat cusses because she's the crudest.
That cat character has really come into her own this season. I like what they've done with her. They've figured out her game, and it rules.
Right, your pause week. When they're at the Cheers bar later on, and just this. I let Admiral Verma put a finger up my.
Yeah.
They bleeped out. I'm pretty sure they bleeped out finger, which is probably
which is really interesting.
Well, when you talk about bodily things, the censors will cut out
Well, also, I think it's also probably just the simple fact that, like, unnecessary, like, bleeping makes something even funnier.
Well, it's like when like anybody bleeps asshole, they bleep hole. Because you can say ass.
That's so weird. And, like, that's not the...
An ass is a donkey, so you're allowed to say ass. You can get away with that. Right. But once it's asshole, that's not a donkey. That's a butthole, and that's no good.
Right. If you talk about an ass, it's like you can call someone a dick.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
The
you could talk about a
penis,
butt. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, an orifice.
Talk about their dick.
Exactly. Yeah. Orifices are off limits.
Right. Yeah. So you can't say you let Admiral Verma put a finger up your face.
Oh, but I wish you could.
Little shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. It's on streaming.
Right. It's like,
it is like funny. Yeah, they can. Right. They're making the choice not to.
Yeah, just because it's funny to bleep.
Which is funnier. Yeah. No, it's.
Yeah.
It's good. The show's got good instincts.
It does. It really does.
All right. So, I mean, and then it ends with a nice little... You're not my number one.
Oh, yeah, it's cute.
All right. So let's move on to the next episode. We're doing episode 206, which... do you remember the title of this one, Glenn? The Spy Humungous.
That's a good title. So it's like The Spy Among Us.
Right. Yeah, The Spy Among Us is a famous...
Spy Humungous, yeah.
So I have a confession to make. I did not watch this episode.
What?
I forgot.
We knew that. We knew that coming in. We talked to each other. We're friends.
Yeah. A little bit of theater here. They did already know. But the short version is I'm a fucking idiot and mismanaged my time and completely...
I can't... How dare you? This is... Some of us take this podcast. Not right, Sean, but some of us...
The long version is you've watched literally as much Star Trek as there is to watch. We're deeply not worried about it. You're fine.
Well, thank you. I was going to say the actual best punishment for me would be to force me to not be able to watch this episode, which would actually genuinely bother me.
I mean, I think the best punishment for me right now is for you to keep wondering what Armis is.
Yeah, right. Like if I were your dominatrix or something, I might do that. But
that would be fun.
I'm not here to tell you what you can't do.
Yeah, Findom only.
Call me mistress.
Findom only.
Findom. Oh, okay. Well,
Glenn would rather do Findom than not watch an episode of Star Trek.
Okay. If we're doing Findom, I got a kid on the way. Why don't you give me a bunch of money?
Yeah.
I mean, I do. It's like, surely there must be some inartful I guess, would you call it Findominatrix? Or some Findominatrices?
Well, yeah, if we're gonna like get longer, it's like financial dominatrix. Yeah,
Well, sure, but like, I like to think that there are people out there who are just really inartful about it. Just like, hey, just give me a bunch of fucking money.
Right.
Yeah, it's if you could get the pay pigs in line, then that's what they call them. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's hard to make the jump to just being a financial dominatrix, or you have to work through being a regular dominatrix.
Right. That's like jumping from TV to movies.
Right.
I gave someone
the sounding.
I gave someone $20 once, like just to see if it was for me, and luckily it wasn't. So, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I learned a lot about myself that day.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a roommate that was a dominatrix. She's great, but
Yeah.
I'd always ask, "Oh, did you kick anybody in the balls today?" It's always no, but I did some sounding, and then I regretted learning what sounding is.
Yeah, no.
Oh no, I think
no.
All right, back to Star Trek.
Oh, hey, look, we've got a guest here. I just made a call because Glenn fucked up. Hey, you there?
Oh, hey.
Hey,
yeah.
Know what I just stumbled into about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. G-rated.
It's better if you don't know.
No, I just learned something that shook me to the core. It's not about sounding. It's that Glenn didn't watch the episode. I know. And then I just thanks for coming on last minute to shame this boy. No.
I deserve it.
Wait, what podcast?
No, it's not a Star Trek pod anymore.
Wait a second. I thought I was here to talk about Lower Decks is sounding gross again. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
But no, we're talking about the Spy Humungous. Is that what you watched?
Yeah. So I watched that.
Oh, at least
Somebody did.
Yeah. Oh, like some people. Unlike some.
No, I deserve all of this. Drag me.
Hey, I gotta say, I'm done dragging Glenn. Good ep.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Glenn seems weirdly into it. Based on the conversation I stumbled into. So
No, I just hate myself.
No, I'm glad.
Yeah, see, it's
Yeah, that's what we do here.
Now it sounds dirty when you say that, man. All right.
You put it that way, shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, so let's just get into the Spy Humungous. Do you want to do a synopsis, Glenn? Oh, shit, never mind, sorry.
Damn it.
As your punishment, we're just going to spoil everything from this episode.
Go right on ahead.
Yeah. Does anybody have a quick synopsis about what happened in this one? You just watched it, Lane. What do you got?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I guess so. Quick synopsis. They are going over. There's more Packlet intrigue, which seems to be the overarching plot of this season as much as anything, sort of picking up on the last season. They go to the Packlet planet where the captain and what's his name? Reborn's Bajoran dude. Yeah. Go down to the planet. I can't remember why they're over there, but to check in on the Packlets or whatever. It turns out there's a Packlet who's on board the Cerritos, and they're down there on the Packlets trying to figure out what's going on with them. It turns out there's a Packlet spy, but the Packlets suck at being spies, and that's the bridge crew plot. Meanwhile, the Lower Decks crew is on trash duty, picking up garbage from A-listers adventures, which is basically just random garbage that makes people turn into weird shit mostly, including one guy growing big and he gets humongous, which it cuts to this title sort of with the spy among us, versus the Packlet that gets loose on the Cerritos, turns out is a spy, like I said, but really bad at it. He disappears for half the episode and they can't find him. Back on the planet, the captain and the security guy are constantly being one-upped by Packlets with bigger helmets being the ones in charge. And let's see, Tindy turns into a giant scorpion, gets mad at everybody because they're party poopers, and she's all like positive, and then she gets mad and cusses at him out, sort of, and turns into a big scorpion when she gets angry. Meanwhile, Boimler is hanging out with the cool kids because they think he's been on the Titan, so he's gonna impress people who want to make bridge crew. Your basic snobs versus nerds, cliche bits. And then at the end, he helps Tindy turn back into Tindy after she's a giant scorpion by pratfalls and goofiness.
All right, so yeah, that's mostly Now, to be fair, I do have to point out that that you were glenning all over that.
That was a pretty glenny synopsis.
But
Welcome to my world, Lane.
But I had to do it because one, you're a guest and thanks for coming on, and two, I just know it would drive Glenn crazy that will give him
let you do it.
But other people can do it fine.
Just shut up and let him talk that whole time uninterrupted. I was thinking it the whole time. I'm like, this is way too much detail.
Yeah, we would never let Glenn get away with it.
Never.
Enjoy it, cherish it.
The perfect. And then Lane, what did you think of Armis without saying who Armis is, because Glenn doesn't know and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was yeah.
Well, not 100% at the moment.
No. Oh,
that's right. You're 99, baby.
More poop jokes. The second kind of poop joke of the night after Tinny got pooped out and was covered.
Yeah. And, more
like
jokes.
A puddle of shit. Did that help, Glenn?
Is it the thing that killed?
Well, if you don't know,
Yar?
Yeah, you're the expert. If you don't know, it's not.
But wait, is Armus the thing that killed Tasha Yar?
Yeah, you saw the episode. You know how it ends.
Yeah, Armus, Glenn. You know Armus. Anyway, Packlids are funny. Packlids are really are very. The spy was funny. The helmets were funny. All that very just like lowest common denominator comedy just really worked for me.
Rich Fulcher's funny. So
yeah. Whenever they get, Fulcher whenever he's doing a voice on something, I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like, was one of them Brian Posehn, or was I just hearing that? There was
that's interesting.
One of that was not Fulcher.
Well, the Queen was somebody I recognized, I thought, too. But I thought all the male Packlids were Fulcher, but...
I thought all of them were except one that sounded like Brian Posehn, but...
Any chance that was Neil Casey?
He didn't show back up, so...
Well, it's fine.
No, Neil Casey was elsewhere in the episode, as you know.
Oh, no, Neil Casey,
Neil Casey was one of the
He's
red
been
shirts
all over.
that the Boymore was hanging out with.
There's more Neil Casey in this episode than there's been. He's more featured than he's been in.
Yeah, he was probably like a true guest star in this one.
Yeah.
I was going to say the idea of a Packlid spy is very funny and kind of ties into, a kind of behind the scenes dynamic I'm always curious about, where, you have all these interstellar civilization. What's that?
Hey.
Oh,
it
good
was,
catch on the Posehn.
Yeah. I thought the Packlid Queen was a woman, but no, that was Brian Posehn.
That's very funny.
That's great.
Then I think he did two voices.
He did Queen Packlid and the Out of Breath Packlid and Packlid Delegate 2. So he did 3.
Okay.
Brian Posehn as a Packlid in general is a great cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
pretty on point.
You don't need any Packlids except other than Rich Fulcher, but you know what? Posehn is a good.
I was going to say, so it's the whole Packlid spy thing kind of, reminds me of this, again, there are all these interstellar civilizations that, by their nature require extreme scientific advancement, which leads to things like what the fuck is a Klingon scientist like? That just seems so antithetical to their nature, to be, analytical and to have kind of the patience to do science. And
I don't think Packlid spy. I don't know. Maybe if you'd watch, from watching the episode that they're not the most advanced at anything. So it's just they got a guy to go up there and say them. He's in it. Same thing with all the Packlids. They're fucking idiots,
Yeah, and you know who Armus is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that Carl Tart was back. I didn't think that character would be back. Kayshawn, the guy who was just hanging out with I don't know any characters' names.
The Temerian.
Yeah, he was with Ransom.
He and Ransom were they were dealing with the Packlid spy, as you know, Glenn, so much the episode.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, and they had a good bro energy. They did.
It was fun. The two of them together was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I like the Shaka isms in there. Just me, or are you getting Buzz Minty when he pulled back the veil vibes with this guy? Oh yeah. Oh, it's a Packlid spy. I think we can work with this. Yeah. He's so dumb that he goes to take a leak and he goes out the airlock.
It's he's taking a picture.
He just took a picture of his shoe. It's so dumb, but man, it does it for me. It works.
Right? And then they lose him, so they're just losing their, oh my god, how did we lose him? And then they're talking to Freeman and all the Packlids call her Janeway over and over.
They all think she's Janeway, yeah.
Yeah, Janeway, yeah. Which,
interesting, I can't remember. I don't think the Packlids ever encountered Janeway on Voyager.
Yeah, I don't. They're just a TNG, early season.
Yeah, they're pretty early TNG, if memory serves.
Janeway exists outside of the episodes of
That's
Voyager.
True, yes.
It does. She's a famous captain at this point. So, yeah, everybody from the shows is famous. Therefore, every character knows about them. So if you make a reference, even naming the name of an episode, they know about it because they want to. Yeah, I liked all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you guys, that was better than the previous episode.
I did too.
Which I was kind of it's fine.
Yep.
This was back to, this is what I wanted from the season, more like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the last, like I said earlier, you weren't here. I did like the last episode, but the first time I watched it, I was like, yeah. But Anomaly Collection Duty.
Oh, yeah.
The B plot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just what this show does well. Just a bunch of like tags, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, big fat Rutherford was fun.
Right. Yeah, just the
one.
way that they blow out like the tropes of Star Trek into building the world of like all the upper decks bridge crew people just have all the shit that they keep as keepsakes, and they're dependent on these lower decks people to be their janitors and whatnot. Yeah, and that was a big reference carrier for this episode too.
I'm sure. I recognized nothing from there. But then of course at the end of the episode either. I recognized Armis.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I recognize that, but with other stuff, was there anything that we should have recognized?
Oh wow, okay.
I didn't pick up.
I didn't realize.
I mean, I don't know. I was relying on Glenn for this.
That's
God.
right.
Yeah, I learned last episode that I can't do that anymore.
No, and Glenn only knows Armis, so.
Oh, the Neil Casey, like the stuff they did with the lower decks, like just doing the Star Trek shit. Well, like with the red shirts. Neil Casey and Lauren Lapkus and some other probably comedy people I don't know.
I'm sure.
It's like, we're the people that are really going to be captains later on, and they've got their head up their ass and like what it means to be a Starfleet captain. They think it's all inspiring speeches and everything. It's
right. When the three of them are giving a speech at the same time. While the Scorpion is rampaging.
For a second, everybody's like, "Oh, these guys do something," and then like, "Wait, what? I can't." Yeah,
that's they do that turn really well.
Yeah.
It was just like, just doing Star Trek well, and like, no, it's about doing the work, and it would come off sappy and like other Trek shows, but they're just like, "Oh no, this is about me." This story arc for Boimler is like, you got to learn to be your own captain, and that sounds cliche and trite and everything, but that's the story. The arc works to tell that kind of lesson or whatever in a Star Trek conceit.
Well, and I think you end up with,
this
like
show, unlike the other new Trek, knows how to actually have an arc.
I know, right?
Right.
Like, it's like just basic story writing. It's episodic structure. We need an arc. Oh, but we've got bigger arcs for characters. We know how to build on through episodic structure.
Yeah,
they know where they're going with the character, and they do it, as opposed to telling you what they're doing and then not doing it.
Mike McCann's work with with Harmon going through his little story circle bullshit probably paid off. It seems like because
Harmon's obsessed with that stuff. Yeah,
because Boimler has his and Tendi has hers, where she's like, turns out the ACD collection was like
it was her idea. She signed them up for it.
Yeah, and they're doing stuff with like, I hate this. I wish I was back on Orion, and we're getting a side of her, the mean Orion side that, she's the sweet, nice girl, but then like, oh wait, no, she's got that Orion past to her, and she's like, God damn it, we were gonna have a good time, and y'all are ruining it, and then the cube where it's like when they're like, oh, what happened? She turns into a bug, and Boimler's like, oh no, did she touch some sort of orb? It's like, no, it wasn't an orb, it was a cube. It's like,
he's like, oh yeah, I know what that is.
Oh, okay, and then I know what that is because it's always an orb.
And then he knows, gotta make her laugh to kill it, or
whatever. Yeah. Oh, it must have been a mysterious orb, right? It's like, no, it's a cube. It's like, oh, it must be a attack shifter or whatever.
I like that. I like that sort of like the way that he solved it was by like embarrassing himself, which feels like, intentional or not, whatever. Like the original series is so like, you watch it now and you're like, this is all very embarrassing. All of this acting, and it's wonderful, but it's all like so over the top and weird, and like the new stuff takes itself so seriously that it's like, no, like sometimes this can like, let's let the answer be fun and silly. Let's just like, let the answer be being a goofball this time, because like that can be allowed sometimes, right? We're in space, like everything's fucking weird. Let's just do it. I liked that.
Right. Well, and especially when to keep comparing to the other new Trek, where if you had a character who wasn't awesome all the time, then it's basically like, oh shucks, I'm Tilly. I feel bad about myself, and other people need to tell me I'm great. As opposed to like, you go back to some of those original episodes, nobody's telling you nobody's got like, but you know what? Geordi is fucking weird. you know,
Right.
something like little things like, you know, characters are awkward and stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you know, it works
Yeah.
whether they meant it to be or not.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
now this they're meaning it to be, but it also works because not everybody has to be perfect.
Right, they're just people with imperfections who go on space adventures. And right, Discovery especially, it's obviously the most egregious one, but like every one of those like imperfections is a 4-episode arc that has to end with Saru or Anthony Rent giving like a fucking emotional like talking to, you know, like, and it's like, oh my god, all right, enough.
Yeah, and then everybody's friend comes back and, you know, has a little, like, they one by one
Right.
tell him in a big moment, we think you're great. They have like an
Say
intervention
yes.
every time. It seems like.
Say yes. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Fucking
Maybe
hate
the
that.
worst thing I've ever seen on television.
Fucking stupid.
Just awful. Glenn, Glenn, tell us about Armis, Glenn. What'd you think of Armis?
Yeah.
Well, I thought she was great in Knives Out. I think,
Yeah, very good. Very talented.
she's-
Good performance.
gives a really understated performance in Blade Runner
How
2049.
He doesn't
Glenn,
know how wrong he is.
Glenn, I'm gonna give you a hint here. I'm gonna give you a hint. Armis isn't from the current generation.
Is he from the next generation?
Ah, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Armis from T. Does
well,
that help? Does
In all
that open
seriousness,
anything up
is
for you?
Armis? What Wade was saying is
Yeah,
Armis
he's a puddle of shit.
It's a
so
poop
he's the
puddle.
thing-
He's the skin
Okay.
of evil.
He's the skin
so
of
is
evil.
it the skin of evil, or is
They-
it something like the skin of evil?
Skin of Evil is the name of the episode where he kills Tasha Yar.
Yeah, whatever. So that thing's name is Armis.
Armis is the thing that kills Tasha Yar. Yes, and he said,
okay.
he said-
That's what I was
He
asking.
said, yes, yes, I thought.
He's got like, I'm so
Yeah,
and so.
they prank call him at the end of this episode, and it was one of those like, okay, everybody
It's
knows
good.
everything that happens in and there's
It was
another
funny.
point where they say the name of the episode where the thing happened.
Right.
Okay, but you know, and it's fine. And yeah, it's like, and Skin of Evil, more like Puddle of Shit, made me laugh.
Yeah, it was good.
Which is funny that always makes me think fondly the time it was
Yep.
when I saw Tenacious D and they made fun of Puddle of Mud because somebody in the fan gave him trouble for. Yeah.
Oh.
Is a Jack Black quote for me just here more like Puddle of Shit. Hey,
Oh, that does sound like a very Jack.
when he
Black.
made fun of a guy in the audience for like, you know, when he played Summer '69 or Tenacious D did Summer '69, somebody made fun of him and he's like, "What kind of music you like? Puddle of Mud, more like Puddle of Shit."
That's great.
So anyway,
Yeah.
just made me think fondly of that.
Yeah.
Guys, is Jack Black here?
Yeah, that was a really good impression. It sounded like he was in the
Yeah,
room.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, Lane. I'm just making up for my own shortcomings.
Yeah, like the Kazinti, that's a reference I was counting on you to see because I haven't watched the animated series. But do you know what a Kazinti is?
Not out of context, but maybe
Monica Kaczynski?
Yeah, yes, Ted Kazinti.
Ted Kaczynski. That's
No,
a better one. That's closer. Good job.
Yeah.
Is that the was that the one of the red shirts?
Yeah, it's one of the red shirts.
Hey, I knew a reference.
Yeah. The joke that there's like, oh, that we sound invincible. We're the red shirts is the club of people that are going to make captain someday, and they're head up their ass. Anyways, yeah, you saw the episode, you know that joke. But one of them is one of those cat aliens from the animated series.
Oh, I think I saw this on like an Instagram post about the show.
And Armis.
Confused with the Zen Kethi, which never show up in DS9, but it's the thing I remember from doing a podcast about DS9 that Robert Hewitt Wolf meant when he wrote the Zenkethi wore into DS9 meant for the Zenkethi to look like the Kaczynskis, which were aliens from Larry Nevin's Ringworld that got put into the animated series.
Oh, interesting.
So the sci-fi nerds that thought the Ringworld books didn't have anything to do with Star Trek, they don't, except that he wrote for the animated series. And
Right. Well, I've said this before. That animated series had a weirdly stacked writers room.
yeah,
Maybe not writers room. Had a lot of guest writers.
right.
See, but now I can't help but think of all these cat people in like with sunglasses and hoodies. Because
Because I get it. I get it.
I bet that's right.
Hey now.
Well,
All right, come on, let's wrap this shit up.
There's a Veruvian bomb mentioned, but that's the pack list.
Yeah.
That's when but anyways, yeah, we can wrap this up. I could.
Well, I'll do a
name
quick
references for days.
Good app.
But yeah, they steal another thing so that they can do prank calls, and that's just like the tag at the end of the episode where let's call up Armus and make fun of him.
Yeah, it's funny.
Puddle of shit, like we said.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be funny, no matter how many times I just say puddle of shit.
No, it's good. It's funny. I still like it.
I was just gonna say I'll do a super quick status report and say that I am at 99 point whatever the closest to 1 is without actually being 1. So like 99.99999%.
You'll get back there, Glenn.
Yeah, that's a nice thing now. It's like it's pretty easy to catch up. I don't have to watch 4 seasons of fucking Enterprise to, close the gap.
Right, no, you just gotta figure out who Armus is.
Yeah. Does Winger Bingston ring a bell to anybody?
Winger Bingston?
Is that like the Asylum version of Doogie Howser?
I don't know. They say one of the
Thank you, Sean.
The hot people
I liked it. It was good.
Says because Boimler looks cool at the end where Neil Casey is like, sir, could I be the acting captain on the bridge? And Ransom's like, what the fuck, sir, whatever.
Yeah.
Turns out Boimler is the one that looks cool because he's the one that saved the day. And then he's so excited to be acting captain, and then Shax comes out and is like, get the fuck out of my seat. And he's like, oh, yes, sir.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But then
and he got to clean up the Packlet poop.
Oh, yeah.
Third poop joke of this.
Yeah, they sent him to clean up the Packwood poop because the Packwood pooped in the airlock and then launched himself into space.
Gotta say, this episode sounds pretty funny.
It's a good. It's good. You missed definitely my favorite episode.
Right. Winger Bingston, I guess, is an actor because she says, do you want to go watch a Winger Bingston do something? And I was like, I bet that sounds like a dumb enough name that they probably made it up for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they can do references, and they can they can make up new stuff like the choo choo dance, I guess, from season 1. So good on the show. Like I said, like we've said, they're doing the work.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Well, sorry guys, I failed you.
No, you didn't tell us.
I don't know. You knew who Armus was, so we're good.
Yeah.
I do know who Armus was.
And we got Lane in here to
context.
Lane, Lane picked up the slack, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I dropped the ball for you. Sorry.
I can always talk about Wheel of Time. I can talk a lot about that.
No, I have to get. I have a tattoo appointment at 10 in the morning. So.
Oh. Okay. Oh, really?
Very busy. Yep. Down in South Jersey. So I'm getting a Totoro.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yes, I remember you were talking about that.
Yep. Sweet. Getting a Totoro on my calf.
We can talk about that off air, I guess. I don't guess
sure can.
Strangers on the internet give a shit about that, but I do. So.
I don't know. There's probably a decent amount of crossover between Star Trek and Miyazaki fandom, right?
Yeah.
Nerd shit.
All right. How do we end this thing?
Self-destruct authorization beta cuck.
All right.
So I came in on the dominatrix talk, and he ends with the cuck stuff, really down on himself and wanting us to insult him. I feel weird going out on
Sometimes I feel like I just don't get Star Trek. Sometimes I feel like I'm bumming out weight. I don't know DS9, Nemesis TNG. Maybe it's hopeless Discovery Sun. Picard was fine, I guess. Never seen Wrath of Khan. Voyager Enterprise sounds like gibberish. The original series, I guess there's a cartoon. I always wonder where's Star Trek for Sean. Caution look its lower decks. A funny cartoon references other Trek. pretentiousness, Tawny Newsom and Jack Quaid, Eugene Cordero, Star Trek for the common man. Finally found my place. Hey, yeah. Self-contained adventures, stakes that are realistic, different parts of the ship, and not just the bridge. There's maybe a romance, doesn't matter, who cares? Sci-fi adventures, no high concept schlock. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day, hearing Glenn's status report. It drove me insane. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. God, it just went on and on. I had no escape. Hey, yeah. Shut up, Glenn, please just shut up. Glenn, shut the fuck up, just stop talking. Star Trek Lower Decks, the Star Trek that's the best. Star Trek Lower Decks, better than all the rest. Star Trek Lower Decks, talking about it with my friends. Star Trek Lower Decks, please shut the fuck up, Glenn. Glenn, shut the fuck up. Glenn, fuck you. Fuck you, Glenn.
You're making me feel dirty, man.